Hey guys, it is me, Stace. Today I'm going to share with you my design team project for Maymay Made It, and we are making a really fun countdown to Christmas card. You can see we have two snowmen. They're holding some numbers. We'll be creating our own background paper. Then we have the inside as well. Alright, so the first thing you need is your cardstock. I only used two colors. So I have one for my base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. You want to score that at 4 1/4. Same color, 2.5 by 4 3/4. Then we have our white. You will need two of them that are 4 by 5 1/4. The other white for the front of the card is 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. And we're first going to go ahead and take our card base, fold that in half, and give it a crease on our square mark there. That way that is done. Alright, now we have the smaller white piece for the front. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. We're using two stamp sets. The snowmen come from Cozy Snowman Wishes. We'll be using that one and this one. And also the other one is Deck the Halls. Alright, so I already have my snowman on my block. I'm going to grab some black memento ink. Ink these guys up. I like ink them to where I'm inking the stamp versus the other way around. I just think it's easier for me that way. Nice and coated. I'm going to stamp the snowman more on the outer part of this piece here. Straight down, straight up. Let's grab the other snowman, and again I'll take the ink pad to the stamp. I find I get better coverage that way. Ink it up really well. Now I do want to try to line their hands up a little bit, the best I can there. Straight down, straight up. Alright, we have that done there. I did color this in using the Spectrum Noir markers, and the colors I used are Pear Green, Cream, Nectarine, Pearl Blue, and Lipstick. I already have that colored to save time, so we'll swap those guys out, and that's what that looks like colored in. Alright, now I do want to stamp the Countdown to Christmas, and that comes from the Deck the Halls stamp set. Already on my block, and I did go ahead and curve the word Countdown to. I'm going to use red ink. This is Stampin' Up! Watermelon Wonder. I'm going to ink that up, test it over there. Alright, then we're going to stamp that in the middle toward the top. Alright, now to create the numbers, what I did there, that was kind of tricky. Let me go ahead and move all this out of my way real quick. Alright, so what I did, I knew I wanted to use a punch for my numbers, so I used two of them. I have a 1 3/8 inch circle punch and a 1 1/4 inch scallop circle punch. The first thing I did was take my punch and punch that out the size I needed it. Then I used my MISTI tool, and what I did was laid this part down, this scallop down, took my MISTI cover, opened it up, laid that down, then took the numbers and lined them up around the circle there. That way I knew they'd fit. Now what I need to do is just take a piece of white cardstock, a scrap is fine, bring it down some. Alright, ink those up in my black ink. And then we're going to stamp that down. Now because we measured, I know it's going to fit inside my punch, so now I can punch those numbers out. Okay. Now I do want to have the other one be in the red, and that is the 1 3/8 inch circle punch. If you don't have a circle punch, use whatever punches you have, or just cut out shapes. You can cut out a square or a rectangle. Alright, go ahead and set those guys aside, and now we have our two pieces here. I just bring our card back over. Alright, I'm going to flip the white piece over, add a few foam squares to the back of that. I'm going to be using 4 of them. Okay, give them all a squish, take the backing off. Okay, we're going to layer that on top of the red one. Alright, now, for the background paper, as you can see in our card here, we are going to be creating that. Again, we're using that Deck the Halls stamp set. I'm using the piece of holly here and also the berries. So we're going to go ahead and put this aside, grab one of our whites, the 4 by 5 1/4, a piece of scrap paper. I have the holly already on my block. We're going to take the black ink. Now you'll see here, our red piece does cover a lot of that up, so you only need to stamp on the outer border of it. So again, we're going to ink up our holly and just stamp it around. So just on the outer edge is fine. You You do want to kind of come off the paper though a little bit so you're not creating a pattern. You don't want them all going the same direction. Okay, and a few more and we'll be done with this one. Then we'll grab that same red ink and use that for the berries. All right, maybe one more piece right there. All right, we're done with the black. Go ahead and close that for now. Let's grab the little berries, and they're itty bitty. Dip it in the red and just go around. Kind of filling it in a little bit. And I also colored the holly in with that pear green marker. If you don't want to use the markers, you can certainly use colored pencils. That'll give you a much softer look. You're just kind of filling it in where you need berries at. Again, you want to go off the paper a little bit. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so if you want to, you would color in your holly. That's already done here. Okay, now we can assemble the front of our card. Make sure we're going the right way. I'm going to be using art glitter glue. I get this from Maymay Made It, along with a fine tip. The fine tip is sold separate, but I do recommend it. Alright, ink that up. Put this on the front of our card. Straight centered, all that good stuff. Let's take our snowman layer. We're going to glue that down to the red layer. And I will have all the sizes and supplies I used on my blog as well as on Maymay's blog, which I will have a link below. And my blog is always linked below in the description box. Alright. Go ahead and glue this one down. I want to have this more toward the top versus right in the middle. I think it catches the eye better that way. Alright, now we have our little numbered piece. Glue that down. And I'm going to put it on their hands to where they're both touching it so that they look like they're holding it. Isn't that cute? There's the front of the card. Alright, let's do the inside real quick. There's your other white 4x5 1/4. We're going to take that same black ink and that holly. I'm going to stamp one in the bottom right hand corner. Take the red ink with the berries and stamp one on both sides of that. We can close the ink up. I'm going to take the green marker, and I like using the smaller tip on that to color that in. Okay, that is done. We can flip this over, slap some glue on the back of it. And open our card up and put the inside in, and our card is finished. Really cute, right? Okay, so we have the card there. There's the outside, then we have the inside. Now I'm going to talk to you really quickly about the stamp set Deck the Halls. This is mainly for planners. You can see we have a list over here, we have the numbers that we used, you have all kinds of small little ornamental pieces and pieces here. But you can use it to make cards like we did by creating your own background paper. And I did one here just to share with you guys. You can make an entire card with that piece, just one idea. I used that large piece here and kind of stamped it around to create a border. I took the words from the inside, like it says countdown to shopping, recipes, dinner, movies, music, cards, that kind of thing. I just stamped those inside, used the bow from that stamp, stamped that in there, and I used the countdown to Christmas here on a little banner piece. Then we have the inside there. So you can still use that stamp set to make a card. You can also use it to make tags. Here's two I did here. Again, that same holly and berries. This one here I use a little bit of greenery with the bow. And here I used the larger word Christmas. There's a smaller one here and a larger one. I use a larger one. I use the smaller squiggly line, which is right there, to create the spot for the name. Now the two, that was actually connected. It said to do. I cut that in half. So now I have the word to and I have the word do. And I stamped the word to there. So I created two little tags. And again, it's a planner stamp, so you can use it as a traditional planner idea. Okay, this is my happy planner, an old page. You can see I used the word countdown to Christmas. I used a few words here like decorations, gift list, cards, shopping, dinner. And I took a smaller ornament and use that to act like bullets, so you can kind of cross them off it to do that. So a few ideas using the Deck the Hall stamp set, really fun one. If you don't like it for planners, I would definitely recommend it for just the images to create your own background paper. I love doing that. Really fun and a unique way to add a touch to your card. So we have the planner idea, the tags, the card, and then of course the card we just created. Alright guys, there you have it. Any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.